Good afternoon, everyone. We are going to call the May 21st, 2026 Harahan Council meeting to order. Madam Clerk, the pledge, please.
Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Roll call. Councilman Asbill.
Present.
Councilman Buddy.
Present.
Councilman Chatelain.
Present.
Councilman Johnston.
Present.
Councilman Ricks.
Present.
Mayor Baudier.
Present.
Police Chief LaPree.
Present.
City Attorney Scott Stansberry.
Present.
Myself, Carrie Hughes, is present. Any mayor's announcements?
No mayor's announcements.
Okay, no special presentations. Approval of minutes. Reading of the minutes of the council meeting on April 23rd, 2026.
Can I have a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes from the April
Motion.
2026 council meeting? We have a motion by Councilman Buddy to open for a public hearing. No one comes forward, we'll close the public hearing. Can I have a second on that motion?
Second.
Second by Councilman Chatelain. All in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Madam Clerk.
Approval of the minutes of the council meeting on April 23rd, 2026.
Can I get a motion to approve the minutes on April 23rd, 2026?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Chatelain, we'll open the public hearing. Anyone want to speak for or against? No one coming forward, we'll close the public hearing. Can I have a second?
Yes.
By
Second.
Councilman Buddy. All in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Madam Clerk.
Communications. Reading of the minutes of the planning and zoning meeting on May 6th, 2026.
I have a motion to dispense with the reading of the planning and zoning minutes for May 6, 2026.
I'll make a motion.
A motion by Councilman Ricks will open the public hearing. Anyone want to speak for or against, please come to the podium. No one coming forward, we'll close public hearing. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second.
Second by Councilman Chatelain. All in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Madam Clerk.
Approval of the minutes of the planning and zoning meeting on May 6th, 2026.
We have a motion by Councilman Buddy to approve the planning and zoning minutes on May 6, 2026. We'll open for public hearing. No one coming forward. We'll close public hearing.
I'll second.
We have a second by Councilman Ricks. All in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays.
Okay, resolutions. Proposed resolution 2026-4. The following resolution was offered by Councilman Chatelain. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Harahan, Louisiana, accepting the contract with TEH Enterprises, LLC for the Harahan wastewater treatment plant slab for new centrifuge as being substantially complete. And once again, I reached out to Linfield, Hunter, and Junius, and they still have not poured the pedestals. So we have to defer.
Carrie, is your mic on?
Yep.
They still have not what?
They're supposed to pour some like pedestals that this centrifuge is supposed to sit on. It was in the plans, and something happened with the sub, and whoever they spoke to told them they didn't need them, but they do need them. And they're still supposed to pour them, but they're saying that the weather is against them and that they weren't able to pour them.
So it's not complete.
It is not complete.
I defer.
I'll make a motion to defer.
We have a motion by Councilman Chatelain.
I'll second it.
Let me open for a public hearing because even though it's there, we'll bring it up. Anyone want to speak on proposed resolutions number 2026-4? Come forward. No one coming forward, we'll close it. We have a motion to defer by Councilman Chatelain and a second by Councilman Ricks. All in favor to defer?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays.
Okay, proposed resolution 2026-6. The following resolution was offered by Councilman Asbill, a resolution of the City of Harahan committing to cover all design costs and construction costs and any change orders in excess of state funding for FP&C Project 50-MC1-25-02 for Harahan Memorial Phase 2 for the Inclusive Playground Project.
Okay, we'll open for public hearing. Anyone want to speak on proposed resolution 2026-6? Please come forward. No one coming forward. We'll now close public hearing. Councilman Asbill, the floor is yours.
Thank you. This resolution is similar to what we do have to do for all of our FP&C projects, which says the city will cover anything above and beyond the state cost. We've already allocated this money at the end of last year in the budget of $100,000. The total project is going to cost less than the $700,000 that's been allocated for it, and it is set to start build on in the first week of August.
So our match is 25%?
Our match is 25% of $300,000.
Where's the remainder coming from?
Came out of the
So the other $300,000 came as direct funds from the Treasury, from the state Treasury, and we don't have to match those.
Sweet. We're ready to construct? We're ready?
August 10th, I think is the start date.
The plan is done. They're just waiting on shipments to come in for some custom products. The one custom product ships August 10th, and so they're going to start moving dirt August 1st.
Now,
And-
And it's a couple of weeks build.
This is the ADA compliant playground set.
It's the inclusive playground set
At
over
the
at
At
the,
Sony, at Playground.
yes.
And where is it going to be placed generally?
It's going to be placed between the T-ball field and the shelter there. That's
The first shelter closest to the T-ball field, between them two.
Great, thank you.
yeah.
All right, no further discussion. We have a motion by Councilman Asbill and a second by Councilman Ricks. All in favor to approve?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Point of personal privilege, I'd like to thank Councilman Asbill for getting out in front of this project and really doing a fantastic job. So thank you, Councilman Asbill.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
It's part of the job.
Okay, proposed resolution 2026-7. The following resolution was offered by Councilman Chatelain. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Harahan authorizing the mayor to sign a contract with All Star Electric for the Colonial Club Drive Street Lighting Project, Jefferson Highway to Riverside Drive, project number CSL-2026-01.
Okay, anyone can speak on proposed resolution 2026-7, please come to the podium. No one come to the podium, public hearing is now closed. Council discussion, Councilman Chatelain, the floor is yours.
Guys, this is to put streetlights from Jefferson Highway all the way to Riverside Drive. The parish is funding this project for us. It's a reimbursement from the parish. So they're funding this project 100%. And I believe we need the lights. I mean, if you drive down there, it's dark, and it's definitely a safety issue.
Clarification there, it's on Colonial, correct? From Jefferson to...
Colonial from Jefferson to
Right.
Riverside
Jefferson
Drive.
Riverside Drive, and it will be on the west side of the street, is what I understand.
Are they going to be LED lights?
Yes,
Bright
I'm sure
lights?
it's
Are
going
they
to be
gonna
LED
a
lights.
bright
yes.
light?
They-
And it's going to be a decorative
Decorative
LED light.
Or what's it?
A decorative pole
Yes.
with an LED fixture.
Underground.
Yeah, underground wiring.
And just for some people don't realize, Colonial is a parish, Jefferson Parish street.
Right.
Colonial, the parish does maintain Colonial Club.
So, and I'd like to make a general comment. This contract is probably the best written, most professional contract I've seen Harahan issue. So hats off to everybody involved. It was just a general comment. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great job, Councilman Chatelain. All in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Madam Clerk.
Proposed resolution 2026-8. The following resolution was offered by Councilman Chatelain. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Harahan adopting the 2025 Louisiana Compliance Questionnaire.
Okay, we'll open for public hearing. Anyone want to speak on proposed resolution number 2026-8, please come forward. No one coming forward, we will close public hearing. Councilman Chatelain, the floor is yours.
Just a standard form every year. We go through this
For the audit.
for the auditors.
Further,
I
Councilman?
mean, I don't know if anybody else looked over it.
I have a question. This is for the legislative auditor. Why is the council adopting it? What does it mean when we adopt it? Scott, can you
We
help with that?
accepting any findings?
I think it's just like letting them do the audit and all of those things.
Well, this
Like, we
this
just-
is a form we're submitting to the legislative auditor.
Yes, but
Not
the
to our,
auditors- the
not to
auditors
our
require-
auditors. Well, yeah, our auditors require it because
And they require it to
the
be
mayor
adopted
has
by a
to
resolution.
submit it to the legislative auditor. But I'm not sure why the council is adopting it. That's,
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, we
We've
do
done
it
for the
every
last 4
year.
years, for sure.
Yeah, they require the
Right here.
Yeah,
resolution.
it's required.
Right here, it says, if appropriate, must be given to the auditor at the beginning of the
Yeah,
audit.
yeah.
So
No,
I think it's just an approval
Yeah.
for them to have our hands up check mark.
yeah, I mean, I know it has to be submitted by the city. I'm just curious why the council is adopting it.
Because as a governing body, we have to say that the representations made in this document are true and correct to the best of our knowledge.
Well, okay. All right.
I mean, do y'all get the questionnaire?
Sir? Yes.
You get the questionnaire and answer it from the auditors, correct?
Yeah, I see it. Okay, thank you.
All in favor?
Yeah.
I'm abstaining.
4 yeas, 1 abstention. Madam Clerk?
One second. Okay, ordinances for approval. Proposed ordinance 2026-4. The following ordinance was proposed by Councilman Chatelain and seconded by Councilman, who would like that one?
I'll second it.
Ricks, an ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances of the City of Harahan to establish provisions with respect to the commencement time of regular meetings of the City Council.
Okay, we'll open the public hearing on proposed ordinance number 2026-4. We'll close public hearing. Councilman Chatelain?
I mean, we've discussed changing the meetings for numerous times before. I think a lot of people have things going on Thursdays. And, it's something I just wanted up for discussion that we would decide.
Yeah, I've got 2 comments. I'm not opposed to changing the meetings. What I would not want to do is move it up in the month even further, because that we would struggle to get monthly finances finished by a new date. So if we're going to move it, I'd like to maybe move it back. If we do the 4th Thursday or the 4th Monday or whatever it is, we move it back. And then, one of the things, and I didn't talk to anybody about this beforehand, this council ran knowing that the meetings were on the 3rd Thursday of the month. So maybe this is something that starts with the next council or the next mayor, whoever it is, so that it's fair to the council members. If they've planned their months around the 3rd Thursday, that would be, then it would take effect on the next council. That's my 2 comments on it. I don't care what we do on it. I'm going to be at the meeting if we need to be at the
I have an
meeting.
additional comment. 5 p.m. is not I don't think that's a doable thing.
Yeah, I have 2 comments. I agree. I don't think it's fair to the public to do it before 6. People are working, and I'm okay with 6:30, but I'm not opposed to moving it as early as 6. But I'm opposed to Monday also. Monday is a busy day for a lot of people who work. So I'd be open to any other day but Monday to move it from Thursday. But again, my thoughts are 5 o'clock's way too early.
I'm old school. We've had it on Thursdays for 70 years or more, and we've changed the time from 7:30 to 6:30. 6:30 is fine, but I don't see why we need to move it to Monday nights. Thursday nights just fine. People are used to Thursday nights. As Councilman Asbill said, we ran knowing it was Thursday nights, the 3rd Thursday. So I would totally be opposed to changing the night and changing the time. 6:30 is perfect, even though I like 7:30 better. 6:30 is fine, but I'm not in favor of changing the night. Thursday night has worked for 70 or more years, and I think it needs to stay on Thursday, the 3rd Thursday of every month. That's my thoughts.
I just find, me personally, I just find more people would attend the meetings if they weren't on a Thursday. I mean, I think a Tuesday, Monday I could see being hard because people out of town, they just getting their things back together. I just find nowadays they got more and more people leaving to go out of town and getting their stuff together on Thursdays. And, we don't really have a turnout at the council meetings. So, I don't mind going to a Tuesday. I definitely don't, the time doesn't bother me at all, either way. I don't have a problem.
All right.
5:30, 6:30, 7:30. I'll be here.
Then I'll make a motion to amend the ordinance to the 4th Tuesday of each month at 6:30 PM and make it effective January 1st, 2027.
Okay, we have a motion by Councilman Asbill to amend proposed ordinance number 2026-4 to the 4th Tuesday, beginning year 2027. Can I have
I'm
a
sorry.
second on that motion?
No, I'm going to withdraw my amendment.
I make a motion that we let the next council decide. We only got 7 months left. We don't need to make any changes on anything. Let the next council decide if they want to go to another night.
I withdraw my motion.
That's
Councilman
that's my
Johnson made a
motion is.
motion.
So
Happy to
my
vote.
motion is let the next council decide if they want to change it
Thank
to the Thursday, if they want to change it from Thursday night to another night.
If we're not going to make it go in effect until January 1,
Well, we all going to be
That's
gone.
not- right,
The only
that's
one
not-
that may
we
be here
let the
next
next
time
one.
is Mike Ricks if he decides to run. You may be here if you're mayor. You going, I'm not running again. So you only got one councilman that may be here next time. That's Mike Riggs. You may
Right,
be
so-
here because you may be the mayor. You're going to have 4 new councilmen, definitely.
Right, so when they,
So let them decide when they want to have, we shouldn't judge tonight, they should be here the next council. That they may not, Tuesday night may be a bad night for them. Let Thursday night, knowing that we've had Thursday night for the last 70 or 80 years, leave it as is, and let the next council decide what they want. I don't think we should rule on what night they're going to do it. Let them decide. That's my thoughts.
I don't disagree with you. If we're not going to put it in effect on January 1, it's not going to, so, I mean, I'll withdraw it.
Okay, that's good. I like that.
I would say we allow the next council to make the decision.
but then they're gonna, whoever, and I'm just throwing this out there, I like the idea of putting it in the middle of the week, because there's a lot of vacations that start on Thursday and
I do
end
too.
on Monday.
Well, let them
However,
decide.
however, if we let them decide, somebody there may have the same argument of, well, I ran knowing that this was gonna be on Thursdays.
Well, then that's their decision.
They
That's
gotta
their
deal with it for
decision.
4 years.
Okay.
So
That's not our decision, that's
I
their
say-
decision.
I say
Well,
we
it is our
post-
decision if
Well-
we want to make it our decision.
Yeah,
so-
but, well, I will know. Well, I mean, that's,
Let me just-
and you
let me
absolutely
just
can do
withdraw
that.
it. I mean-
Okay, that's
I mean,
fine.
we had
I
it-
think, Eric,
Guys,
Councilman
I'm gonna
Councilman
withdraw it.
Chatelain, I appreciate you withdrawing it. Thank you, sir.
I'm going to withdraw it, but the discussion was had.
Yeah.
You know, so, I mean, next council needs to realize that there's a possibility this could come back up
Well,
January, February.
like I say,
So I'll go ahead and withdraw ordinance 2026-4.
We have a motion by Councilman Chatelain to withdraw 2026-4. We have a second by Councilman Johnston. All in favor to withdraw?
yeah.
Yeah,
Councilman Hood?
yeah, I'm sorry.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Madam Clerk, motion 2026-4 is withdrawn. Madam Clerk, proposed ordinance 2026-5.
The following ordinance was proposed by Councilman Asbill and seconded by Councilman who would like it?
I'll second it.
Ricks, proposed ordinance 2026-5, an ordinance to sell and/or auction property owned by the municipality of the city of Harahan, providing for the procedure to be utilized pursuant to the provisions of Louisiana Revised Statute 33:4712, which provides for the sale, exchange, or lease of property by a municipality.
We're going to open the floor for proposed ordinance number 2026-5. Anyone come to speak for or against, please come to the podium. Before we will close the public hearing. Councilman Asbill, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Council, again, this is the list to have our auction. You should have in your packet, there was an amended list that was also included in the packet. First of all, I want to thank Lieutenant Jovanovich over at the Harahan Police Department in rounding up all of this information to have the auction. Appreciate him doing that. The 2 items, and him and I have misconnected over the past couple of days because I wanted to clarify some things. So there were 3 items that were added to the list, only one of them with specific information regarding that item. The 2008 Ford F-350. The other 2, I don't know a whole lot of information about. I don't know how many, I don't know the serial numbers for those items, and I don't know the process of, especially the computers and laptops, and making sure that they're cleared out and how that works. So if the council would like to approve it without that specific number, without those specific numbers, we can do that. I'm also fine with pulling those 2 items off until we have more specific information for those items. And also, as a reminder, each department's auction items, the funds that are received from those items go back to the specific department in case it was bought with dedicated funds for that department.
Well, let me just ask you this, in lieu of like the fire trucks and the Caprices that are being sold, you know, some of this other equipment that's being sold,
Okay.
will those funds then be dedicated back to replacement vehicles?
They go back into the capital projects
So they
fund
won't be
of-
dedicated back to the vehicle
Not to the
fleets?
vehicle, but to the department's capital project department. And which is what they use to buy vehicles.
Yeah.
But they can do other
And again, that's
purchases with it.
subject to the will of the council.
Correct.
I'm just saying, I think, you know, I don't know who's in charge of, you know, spending some of these funds, you know, or expensing some of these vehicles. I know that we've had a bunch of vehicles sitting around. I'm assuming this is all of the vehicles that we have.
I don't think it's
Sitting-
all, but I think it's a lot.
It's eliminating a lot of these extra vehicles and extra insurance costs we have sitting around.
Right.
I'm sure there are some other still
I've said that.
vehicles that we're going to sit around to keep as reserve units or, and Chief, do you know specifically on your vehicles, is that all of your excess vehicles or is that just the inoperable ones?
That's all the vehicles, the rusted vehicles are being captured. These are excess vehicles that are just been sitting around. It's getting too costly to try to repair some of these Caprices.
And insure them to be sitting there in the parking lot. Yeah.
Well, so that's what I'm saying. I mean, I think that from the standpoint of looking at these, just this list alone, this is sitting there costing us, $4,000 or $5,000 a year per vehicle. I mean, I think that the city needs to expedite all the vehicles we can possibly get rid of to get rid of the insurance cost. So, whether, and the reason I'm saying that is if we have old cars, it seems like we should be focusing these funds on, especially in the police department, picking up some new units or newer units at least for the reserve units. I understand we got a bunch of stuff and some parking lots and some other stuff sitting around that I'd like to see, maybe reallocated those funds to some newer cars.
And we're not, yeah, no, I agree.
Well, we have an existing ordinance that allocates it back to the department capital fund.
Correct.
Yeah.
So we'd have to amend that ordinance, Mike, to change it tonight. But keep in mind, when we get the proceeds, what I would think we could do, as soon as we get the proceeds results, there's enough money to buy a vehicle, and the police needs a vehicle, because I know he's got some grants working, but if he wants to spend the money to buy a vehicle, we can, as soon as we know how much it is, if it's enough, we can go ahead and authorize the purchase of a vehicle.
I'm more concerned about getting rid of all the dead weight and getting the insurance cost off.
I agree with you. We shouldn't be sitting
And
on it.
reallocating these funds to some new
Yep.
vehicles that are worth,
Yep.
getting in and driving and actually catching, a criminal or whatever it is that we need to do or stopping a fire.
Yeah, and I'd also remind you that we're not limited on the amount of auctions that we have. So if we have this one and we see more vehicles that need to go, we can make a request as a council to say, hey, this is not enough. We need more
Chief,
vehicles
is there
going.
one person that maintains a list of the vehicles?
Lieutenant on this.
So we could talk to him and see if there's any other ones we can
Well,
consider.
it's-
He's the
it's
one,
it's
he's
the
the one
chief's-
who oversees your
I mean, it's the
fleet
chief's
as well.
decision, yeah, so.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to step on
Mark's also the
anybody's
one who
toes.
oversees the fleet.
I'm just saying that I'd like to see some thought process in the reduction of our insurance costs.
I agree.
Because insurance is very expensive.
Yeah.
And to reallocate some of those newer cars or reallocate these funds to newer cars that we actually have use for and not have to jump them in the parking lot or if they're going to fall apart while we're chasing a criminal.
Well, most of these, it's just too costly
Well,
to try to repair them, and you can't even find parts.
right, it's time for these to go, obviously, but if we have any, like I see us picking up some of these cars from these other departments that, are, I get it. but
Well, we haven't picked up any vehicles from any other department in the last 2 years.
Yeah,
We brought those in when I first got here because we had no cars.
right,
So we had to do something.
Let me,
yeah.
can I ask you on here, I don't see, and I'm just thinking of it, all those bikes, where are they, can we put those on here? Those bicycles that we had gotten that we're not using, or are you using those?
Well, no, the bicycles, we'd have to look at that. Those were donated from the Kenner Police.
Okay, maybe we just send them back.
There's no insurance cost on it.
Yeah,
I do have one question, and I don't think this is directed to the chief, but maybe to the mayor. The minibus, is that the minibus that was used at the senior center? We got it back? It was missing in action for a while.
We got it back.
Good, good. Thank you.
Guys, the maintenance that takes care of the units, do an overhaul on it, and it needs some work. So it's going to take some money to get it operating.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think, I guess what I'm trying to say is this, is that, this has been sitting around here for several years, and, if we're spending $5,000 a car, And you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 cars at $5,000 a year.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
Now, we've never gotten a clear answer. We've talked about this in the last couple of years. What does it cost the city to insure a police vehicle? We got one answer that it's just a group.
So
Cost.
we working on that right now?
Yeah.
Because actually, all the vehicles are going to go, we're going to line item the insurance to each department instead of paying it, and we're going to allocate the funds to each department to pay their insurance, instead of right now, the insurance is being
mean,
paid.
insurance
through the
is-
city.
That's just busy work,
So-
moving money around.
Yeah,
I know, but we'll be able to keep a better line item, and it's going to have each department realize, I need to get rid of this stuff because I'm sitting there wasting insurance money.
But we're allocating the money to them in the budget process.
Well, my
Then-
question was.
then there's
is-
no
is
additional
one
cost to
insurance
the
policy
No, I'm just saying there'll be a
covers all
line
the
item where
cars,
you'll see
or
it.
is each
You'll
car
just get a true
individual?
value of what the
I'm
department.
sorry.
What each department's paying.
You'll just get a
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
So
yeah.
no matter how many cars you got.
That's, you're adding
But you
additional
still wanna
burden
get rid
to
of
the
all the
accounting
dead weight.
department, and
It
there's really
changes
not
per
much
car.
benefit.
Okay.
The car management can be done absent
All I'm saying.
additional journal entries.
I guess all I'm saying is
I would like to know the unit cost, though.
budgetarily,
Yes.
right? Our budget keeps growing. I think it's time to scale it back. You know what I mean? On some of this, some of these little costs like
Where we
this
can.
add up and kill us.
That's why we're trying to have the auction.
Okay, so we have a motion by Councilman
Well,
Asbill.
wait,
I'd
clarification.
like to move.
Wait, clarification. You asked for the council's opinion. I'm fine with letting it rip without the number of file cabinets and
As
the
a
number
lot.
of computers.
Yeah, I'm good, too.
Just put, various,
Okay.
or leave it, I mean, we could amend it to put various. I'm assuming that we're not violating the law, and there'll be a list when they're sold.
The computer laptops.
Yeah.
I think there's maybe 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah.
And our IT guy, John Brumfield,
Yeah.
they've already scrubbed and drilled the.
Yeah, I'm
hard
sure of that. I
drives
think
and
what
all.
Councilman Asbill was wondering, do we need serial numbers and better description?
I don't think you do.
And I don't think they're going to fetch much. I wouldn't spend 1 hour of labor coming up with the detail.
Right.
If we got to list them, and in fact, I've been to auctions before, and computers are in boxes.
It's going to be a lot number.
There's no list. You go in and you open up a box and you say, okay, I'll give you $10 for this one.
Got it.
So,
Okay, then
I
I
would
move
recommend we-
I move to amend the ordinance list of items to add the 3 items that you see in yellow, the F-350, the lot of file cabinets, and the lot of computers and laptops.
second.
So we have a motion by Councilman Asbill to amend 2026-5 as read into record. We have a second by Councilman Buddy. We'll open to a public hearing. No one coming forth. We'll close public hearing. All in favor of the amendment?
Yay.
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. And now we have a motion by Councilman Asbill, second by Councilman Ricks to approve proposed ordinance 2026-5 as amended. All in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Madam Clerk.
Chief, how many police cars do you say you have?
We have 28 right now. I've got a request into the state for 4 more. I'm waiting to hear from.
And then how many policemen do you have?
Right now, we have 17, but I have 2 that have reapplied, that left, that decided they wanted to come back.
And how many reserves you have?
I've got 24 reserves.
Okay.
And then right now, we're using 5 of those reserves that are fully trained, that are being used to fill in part-time when we are short on the street. We're actually using that overtime, the line item we created for the part-time pay.
So we're paying them when they're working
When they
a
come
shift.
out, when I'm short. They
Yes, sir.
still do their
Yes, sir.
regular reserve
Yes, sir.
hours.
Yes, sir.
But the other night, we had a gentleman on vacation, we had another been calling sick, left us with 1 person on the street, so we brought in one of the reserves to fill that shift.
And the policemen, that's the 17 policemen, you have full-time police officers, they take their units home?
Most of them do.
And
Not all of them.
any of the reserves take their vehicles home?
A couple of the reserves do have their take-home cars. We've given them cars because they respond to come out anytime we call them. They come straight with their equipment already in them. They come out on a regular basis.
It's only a few, though.
Yeah, it's only a few, it's
Well,
only a
I
handful.
just.
Yeah,
wanted
it's
to
just a
ask.
couple.
Basically, only the ones that are being used for part-time.
The reason why I'm asking is because my recollection is a long time ago, but when we insure cars, it's a global, it's an insurance of global. You're not insuring one car, you're insuring, if you buy 2 or 3 more police cars, it goes under that dome. It's not that one car. I mean, it's going to go into the globe. And like if you have 30 policemen, you got 35 police cars, they can't be driving all the police cars at one time.
Right.
They're all insured. So I listened to what Councilman Rick said. It's not costing us that much money for each car, but the insurance is big, it's high.
Right.
Insurance costs a lot of money. I mean, we're paying a lot of money on our insurance at home, so it's cost a lot of money. But I don't think by getting rid of police cars, it's going to affect our budget that much. It's not going to take that much away from the insurance if we get rid of 10 police cars, as far as the coverage.
It should.
It's-
It should.
okay.
You know,
How many cars?
Paul, I've seen insurance sold the
Okay,
way you're
okay.
talking
It
about
may,
in global,
it may.
but you can believe it, the underwriters, looking at the size of the fleet,
I doubt it, but it will.
that's their exposure.
I'm not an insurance agent,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying, I don't think it's going to affect it that much.
All I was
I
saying,
understand what
will.
you're saying, and that's why I've been asking, is
And all I was
it per
saying-
car, or is it per
I understand what you're
group?
saying. I understand, but I'm just saying, I don't think it's affected that much, but we need to get rid of the old cars.
Right.
I was
Right.
saying this, that it's not just the insurance,
Some
it's
of
the
the
parking lot
cars, it's
space,
Caprice
it's
are
maintenance.
unbelievable.
You know what I mean? It's the
we
time.
need to get rid of cars.
Taken to get them started, moving them around. You know, all
to-
that stuff costs.
need to
Mr.
get
Paul,
rid of
that
cars.
umbrella is going to be a broad band, but if you get rid of 25 vehicles, you know, it might go so
We're not
many
getting rid of
vehicles for under
25.
30.
We're not getting rid of 25.
No, but he's just.
We get
using
rid of
that as
25.
Where?
You read the list.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see 25.
I think some of them are fire department vehicles.
Yeah, I'm just saying vehicles in general.
Well, that's some of the police.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
All he's saying is that it's possible.
We're getting rid of
But all I'm saying
14.
is, we need to take a sharper look at it.
Absolutely.
And I
14.
think,
Trying to get
I
rid of
think from, and Chief, you know, I'm not trying to step on your toes or anything. but
14.
I think from the,
But it's
what
still
I'm
good.
saying.
Let's do it.
What I'm saying
Let's get rid of
is
it. I agree with
from,
Mike on that. I
you
agree
know,
with
from the cost perspective of having these vehicles, even gas, you know, putting gas in these vehicles, jumping them, trying to move them around, fixing tires, I mean, just fixing them in general,
Guys.
along with the other thing. I think we need to take a hard look at the allocation of, like you said, some other new cars and trying to move some of these units out of the way.
We're looking at that,
Yeah.
Councilman. That's why I've got these vehicles here.
Yep.
We've been ready to get rid of them for months.
Yep.
All right. I'm sorry. All right, Madam Clerk, ordinance for introduction?
Did we vote?
We did.
Okay.
Yeah, you were asleep.
I voted yes?
You voted yes, yes, sir.
You slept right through it.
Want to make sure.
The following ordinance was proposed by Councilman Asbill. Proposed ordinance 2026-6, an ordinance amending ordinance number 1333, the comprehensive zoning law of the city of Harahan relative to height regulations for single-family residential structures in the R-1A Single-Family Residential District. Old business, we have none. New business number 1, monthly financials.
How are we handling that?
Yep. Is Walter on the line? Yep. Walter, you can take off. It's your turn to talk. Yep,
You might need to put the microphone.
he's good.
Go, Walter, go.
All right. Hey, first of all, thank you, Mr. Mayor and all councilmen. I apologize I can't be there in person today. I'm actually attending an analytics conference in Orlando. So best wishes and a happy and safe Memorial Day, first and foremost. And let's not forget for the why we celebrate and remember Memorial Day to begin with. Overall, there's a few items I'd like to bring up in this month's financial report. One is just the difference in how we are going to present on a monthly financial basis. I believe that the new view that was emailed to all councilmen and the mayor provides a little bit more of a comprehensive and analytical look. It should provide a little bit more detail than what we've seen in the past. Reading through the LGBA requirements, that the old template should only be used, I think, for some of the budgeting purposes, but from a monthly reconciliation and analysis standpoint, any template is suitable. So unless there's any feedback, and we can certainly discuss that offline, I think that this type of presentation and view would provide a little bit more comprehensive detail. First and foremost, I'd like to bring up some of the notable items in general revenue that I think is worth mentioning. The first and foremost is a pretty substantial increase at this point in time versus the previous 2 fiscal years, April month end, in occupational license revenue. I want to attribute this to the regulatory department. That's Chris, Mark, and Ms. Ashley in City Hall. The introduction of MGO on the city website, they were able to have, first of all, renew a lot of the occupational licenses that were delinquent. but also if you have an occupational license, you get an automatic renewal email. So that process is becoming automated, which also lowers the administrative burden on the staff. I talked to Mark and seeing what else is still available. I think there's about 170 or so occupational licenses that are still outstanding that have not been renewed, and when in fact they've had occupational licenses with the city in the past. That does not necessarily mean they'll renew that occupational license again. Perhaps they don't have any work they'd like to do in the city, or maybe they're not even in business, but it is a substantial increase in revenue. This month then we're coming in about 330,000, whereas the last two fiscal years at this point in time in the fiscal year, we were just shy of 200,000. So that's a very substantial increase in general revenue. So again, thank you to the regulatory team. Additionally, our taxes are also coming in a little bit faster than our pace. At this point in time this year versus the previous two fiscal years. That's a good news story. People are paying their taxes, and I think with the valuation of home prices, that is to be expected. Unless we have any comments, I'd like to bring over to the expenditure side. There's a few additional watch items and items that should be amended. I know that there's been a lot of conversations about vehicle insurance. That is something that I do have on one of my watch items. I agree with Councilman Ricks. If we can get rid of vehicles, that's fine. And in speaking with Councilman Johnson earlier this week, he's informed me that we have, I think he referred to it as the dome, and I'm still looking into if it's a rate or quantity issue. So is it just general rates have gone up, which the answer is yes, but it is pretty substantial. Every year, it looks like from 24 to 25, there was about a $45,000 increase, and then at this point, we've already paid, and I'm pulling it up now, $414,000 versus $380,000, $340,000 respectively the past 2 years at this point in time. So the insurance prices keep trickling upward. I do think that we have a city broker for our insurance. Getting rid of vehicles is a great thing to do if we can, and we should. But we should also, I would implore the council and of course the mayor and his office to engage with our insurance broker and see if we can shop around for cheaper rates. I think that that's just going to continue to scale, and if we can find a better deal, then we absolutely should, because this is one of the most upward trending costs that we have as a city. And I'll pause there in case anyone wants to discuss that.
You know, in my corporation, we just saved about $30,000 just in our policy expenditures shopping. So I think that should be almost put in plan to get multiple bids on our insurance every year, making sure that those coverages are all the same.
Agreed, Councilman Riggs.
I agree too with Councilman Ricks, because I went shopping first time in years. I was with one insurance company for many years. My wife had them, and we can continue with them. And I went shopping and for my car insurance, and I saved $160 a month. I went with a different insurance, and I had the same exact coverage.
Yep.
With a different, and it was a name brand, and not a fly-by-night insurance company. I'm talking about like a State Farm or Allstate. I switched over, and I saved $160 a month. So I think we need to start marketing and look at it, and maybe we'll get a better price.
I completely agreed, and so I would implore the council to encourage the mayor's office to go ahead and execute on that. I will have by our next council meeting a little bit more of a detailed description on why the insurance prices keep increasing. Is it just a change in the rates? Is it how much would we save if we actually got rid of vehicles? I think that we're going to auction off some of those, and which should help regardless how much it would be. It may be marginal, it may not be, but that is certainly an item that again is on my watch list, and I think it should be on yours as well. Moving on to some of the other items, we have street maintenance and repairs. We're already over budget for the entire year. We are also pretty substantially ahead of pace. That's something that I believe that we will certainly need to increase the budget line item for. I know that's an ongoing issue, repairing streets and maintaining streets. It's a critical item. I'll get with the mayor offline, and we can do a little bit more of an analysis to understand where we think that additional repairs and maintenance is needed, and with a projected cost, and then bring a formal recommendation as to what to amend that budget to. But everything else from generally is just nickel and dime things here and there. We'll do a true up towards the end of the year to ensure that we're all aligned per the auditor's office of the state of Louisiana to ensure that we're in complete compliance. But the general statement is that it's a good news story. We are doing extremely well from a revenue standpoint. That's attributed a lot to the occupational licenses, again, as I mentioned previously, but also our fire sales tax revenue has done very well, again, for April month end in comparison to the previous 2 fiscal years. And then obviously we are being very prudent financially, very tight on the expenditures. And again, that's a testament to the council and the mayor and the teamwork there. So thank you guys so much for your time. And if there's any other questions, I think that concludes my report for April month end.
Thank you, Walter. Just one thing I want to add. For the first time, when I took the city over 7 years ago, I took the city with an $850,000 deficit in the sewer fund and the financials. And for the first time since I've been mayor, we now have a surplus of $1 million in the sewer fund.
$1 million?
We just went over $1 million. So I want to thank the citizens of Harahan because
Has the city been repaid the money from the general fund that was?
we did everything, and we still have $1 million balance. I've cleared all of the debt off as you requested, and the fees that are coming in from the sewer fund increase that we initiated a few months or a few years ago back has really started to work for us. And I mean, we'll start to spend some of that money again as
Well,
summertime
I was
comes
about to
around.
tell you, man, don't get too jumped up. We got a lot about to happen at the sewer plant.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Overhaul the whole plan again. Well, we have some new technology coming in that we think is really, really, really good. So we will start to spend money again, but it just felt good to
Oh, yeah.
see that for the first time, and since I've been elected, have $1 million in it. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
hopefully-
and that was part of the plan, to get it to a point where the sewer fund would not only repay the city's debt, it was insolvent, but to have funds going forward to pay for those continuing and ongoing maintenance items for our sewer system. And so this is good
I want
news.
to tell you a great job on that.
Well,
Councilman
the
Bush.
city
You
did a-
spearheaded that, and you did awesome.
And if we get enough money built up in there, hopefully at some point, we might be able to lower the sewer fees.
You can
I mean,
relook.
that's the ultimate goal.
Sounds like you could lower the sewer fees. Next council, whoever you may be, please consider lowering the sewer fee, because the sewer fees are very high. So consider lowering it next time, because the city's moving forward, and I congratulate the council and the mayor for doing, because I was against 70%. I voted for it, then I introduced an ordinance to reduce to 48, and it was beat. I was 1-4 vote not to do it, and the council's got money coming in, and I'm glad to hear you got $1 million surplus. But after next year, whoever the council may be, please consider reducing the fees.
And if you sit here and look at the repairs, I'm not saying you'd be able to reduce them right away, but there is an opportunity that it will be available to reduce the fees soon. I mean, but like I said, we're getting ready to spend a lot of money in the plant. We're getting a lot of money from the state, but
The problem is that sewer plant, if something breaks, it's automatically $500,000.
it's just so expensive. I mean, we all know, I mean,
And let's keep in mind also that we're looking at the potential deficiency in two major areas. One is the FEMA fund and one is the capital fund, largely because of the matches. All of these wonderful projects, free money. Congratulations to the mayor and the council members for going up there and hustling that money from the state, but it comes at a cost. It's put a strain on our capital fund. My point is that the capital fund has been used to pay for a lot of sewer repairs over the years. So this money that the sewer department has can start to replenish the capital fund, can repay some things potentially, and get the capital fund where it needs to be. So maybe, I'm hoping before the end of this year, this council can address both the FEMA fund and the capital fund, and I think we can, and I think there's a way to leave the next mayor and the next council in the same position for capital fund and FEMA fund as that we're now leaving the next council and mayor with the sewer fund.
Okay, Walter, you got your marching orders on your next comparative budget analysis. We'll talk soon for sure. All right, Madam Clerk, new business number 2.
New business number 2, review open project matches.
No.
Council, this is something I requested to be added to the agenda. We don't have a whole lot on it tonight, but I know Walter is working on a full analysis of all of our matches that are open regarding projects that we need to match from state funds or whatever the funds might be from. You know, just specifically, we talked about the playground match tonight that's been allocated in the capital fund of $100,000. And so I know he's working on, and Walter, you chime in whenever you're ready, but I know he's working on a time phase match of when those funds might be needed, what's already been spent on the matches and whatnot, and he's going to have that ready for July, I believe. Is that right?
That's correct, Councilman Asbill. This conversation really, I guess, is predicated on the discussion I had with Councilman Buddy regarding the state matches. I think that the previous administration and this current administration has done a phenomenal job with going to the state and getting state matching funds. And those are great opportunities, but as soon as we sign that CEA agreement with the state, we have to frame these that these are now risk items. Number one, we are still obligated to pay at least 25% of the required match. And if we don't fill out our paperwork on time, or if they believe that one of those cost expenditures were out of scope, then we're on the hook for the rest of them. So it's not just looking at saying we have all of the opportunity in the world. If every single penny that the state was able to provide went to Harahan, the city would go bankrupt, because you just simply cannot match those funds. So even though the capital fund is in a quite of a healthy position, generally, as we've stated, I think over the past couple of years, a more in-depth and thorough analysis is required to understand not only how much do we need to ensure that we have enough capital to meet our match commitments, but also what is the liquidation schedule for those matches? At what point are we expecting some of these costs to incur? And if so, how much of those expected costs are to be incurred within that time frame? The state does not just provide us the money up front and then we just pay 25%. It's on a reimbursement basis. So being able to handle the balance and according to project schedules is critical. One thing that I've discussed with Councilman Asbill, Councilman Chatelain, and Councilman Buddy is that there should be a staff-appointed position in City Hall that is just a project coordinator that is interfacing with the contractors, be it the engineers, construction workers, et cetera, to understand when items are moving, to ensure that they're on schedule, because these matches do have a period of performance. But number two, when are those costs expected to come in? And that way, me and that person, whoever is so appointed, can have more detailed discussions as to the financial impact, and then being able to ensure alignment between costs and revenue schedules for the capital fund. So this is something that is we are working. So Councilman Asbill, to answer your question, we will have that by July. I will be meeting with Mr. Buddy here in a couple weeks, having a discussion regarding our work so far, and I do want to appreciate Ms. Carrie Hustis providing all of the CEA matching details, the agreements that we have with the state. I've been able to read through all those, and I'm working with Ms. Cherie to be able to not only just analyze the cost, but being able to pull specific invoices to ensure that all of those are within the scope of work and agreements with the state.
Incredible.
I think we have money allocated in capital for projects that aren't going to be done. And then I think we could probably free up some of that money to where it'd be free in capital for other dedicated funds at a different point.
Yeah, so you're exactly correct, Councilman Chatelain, and so that's part of the discussion we need to have. There are some things, for example, the wind retrofit project that we took on. There needs to be a decision: do we continue forward with that, or do we abandon that project so we can free up some of the fund balance that we have in capital? And correct me if I'm wrong, and please, throw the speaker across the room, but I think that there's also opportunities to redesignate funds. I don't necessarily know how that works just yet, but I know that's a conversation that we've had with, I think, Big and I think our state senator as well. And if there's opportunities in which we can redesignate funds to other projects, then we should explore that opportunity too.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I want to add one comment to that. A capital fund is total cost. Cash flow is king. And Walter just pointed out that we've got to have the cash available to pay these items. And that's a separate analysis that I don't know that Walter is concentrating on it at the moment. But the city needs to know its cash balances so that we can make these commitments. And one other comment, and we've talked about this before, the timing of these commitments is important, but our revenue source into our traditional revenue source into the capital account is limited to our video poker money. And it's now running, I think, projected at about $420,000 a year. So when we talk about, well, the money's not due for 2 years, so we have to come up with the source of money, it's that $420,000, and it's for all capital expenditures for the city that aren't grant generated. So there isn't a lot of revenue going into the capital fund, is my point is. So when we get a contract, when we get a grant for a $5 million project, and our match is $1 million plus,
Takes us
then we
2.5
need to be
years.
considering it at the time we accept the grant, because there's just not a lot of money available going into capital. So just all keep that in mind. And Walter, thank you for all your efforts. You're doing a great job. We need all the good work that you're doing right now.
Yeah, and council.
Thank you, Mr. Buddy. And go ahead, sir, please.
Oh, I was just going to say, I may have misspoke, that this is not going to be on every month's agenda. It's going to be on every other month's agenda. I don't think it's something we need to discuss every month. We most certainly can. But I think every other month agenda item for this is adequate for our discussion.
Yeah, and Walter, I do have some general comments on the new presentation. I gave you some comments the other day when we spoke on the phone, but I'll be following up with you and giving you more detailed thoughts after receipt of the package. But thank you, again, thank you for your efforts.
It's my pleasure, sir. And one item to just add to your previous comments regarding our capital fund, some of these projects require you to have the funds available at the time of the agreement. So it's not just being able to ensure that all of the cash flow is being met, but you also want to carry a surplus balance in the capital fund at all times. For one, being able to accept new projects when and should they become available. But number two, unfortunately, in times of crisis, for example, in Hurricane Ida, the capital fund is used to start repairing the city. And these are expenditures and costs that are going to come. Yes, FEMA will reimburse us in the back end. But I remember having a discussion with Tim Bodie a couple of years ago, and he told me that he received the last $500 Katrina check. I mean, we don't know when and how FEMA is going to reimburse us, and if they're shut down or not, quite frankly. So it's one of those things that we want to make sure that we have the capital in the capital fund to meet our project requirements and our commitments, but also to be prepared for the inevitable. And so that's also something that the council should remain in their mind.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right, Madam Clerk, new business number 3.
New business number 3, the City of Harahan is soliciting requests for proposals from qualified firms to provide disaster debris collection, processing, and disposal services. Proposals will be received by the City of Harahan City Clerk's office until 4:30 p.m. on June 19th, 2025. Oh, it should be 2026. Good call.
I have a question about that. Who put the package together for us? Who?
It was basically the same package from last year. We just changed the dates.
Do we know who put that package together?
I believe it was Brian Wallace. I have it for you.
I'm just saying, maybe the form of the request for proposal should be reviewed.
Okay.
Did we get in trouble one time for this debris collection?
Well,
With FEMA?
storing the debris.
Yeah, that was years ago.
Yeah, but I mean, we had some issues with FEMA getting reimbursed,
Yeah.
Not for category A and B stuff.
not for category A.
Well, we got our wrist slapped, I think, for storing storm debris on the playground.
That's not happening no more.
Right. But that might be what Councilman Ricks is referring to.
Yeah, I was just saying. I just want to be sure
And that wasn't a
we-
problem with the proposal that we're discussing now. That was the city's decision on where you're disposing of it.
I just want to be sure that we have all of our i's dotted and our t's crossed when we do this thing for a FEMA reimbursement.
So I want to say, when we looked over this last year, it is a West Bank delivery dump site.
Well, I understand, but I want to be sure that.
I'm saying, so that's what's in their clause for the pickup, like it's not a local dump
I
site.
understand that, but what I'm saying is I just want to be sure that from a legal standpoint with FEMA, we have everything done properly in these agreements.
Good thing is
Yeah, well-
FEMA's back open.
Yeah, well,
I'm listening.
my comment on FEMA is that you could have everything, and they're going to change it anyway and make new rules when you submit it
More than
correctly,
once
so.
on us.
Well, I understand. I just want to be sure that we
It's the
have.
most useless federal agency that we have, and they need to shut it down and bring it to the state.
I understand,
Madam
but that's how we're getting reimbursed.
Business number 4?
New business number 4, propose a June council meeting date change. The current meeting is scheduled for June 25th, 2026. Possible new date, Monday, June 29th, 2026.
Okay, I asked to change it to Monday only because I'll be out of town for that day. It's my birthday. So I'd like to see if we can maybe move it over to Monday. We have cleared it with the cameraman, and he is free. So from what I understand, we're all in good shape. It's just up to council approval to say yea or nay. I'm asking for you.
5 p.m.? Is that what you-
No, how about 6:30? Can
Do
we
we
leave it at
get,
6:30?
do we get cake? Do you bring us?
I will bring you whatever you want. I'll bring dinner. I'll have it catered. Whatever you want.
Well, if it's that open, give me a few days to think about the one.
Copy that. Yes, sir.
I'm not opposed to it.
Okay, so we want to take a vote. All in favor?
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay?
Now, same time, correct?
Yep. 5,
6:30,
yes, sir. 5
June
yeas,
29th.
0
June
nays.
29th.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, yay.
I'm fine.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Johnson. All right, Madam Clerk.
This will be Monday, June 19th.
No, Monday, June 29th.
29th
Monday, June,
29th.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing.
at 6:30.
Got it.
beautiful.
Okay, Madam Clerk.
Address the council.
Okay, anyone like to address the council, please state your name and address at the podium. Anyone like to come and say something? No one? Okay. Ms. Bagby?
I ain't been speeding.
Good evening. I know we went to Ivy Waste Fine Trash Company. They're doing a horrible job. We're paying through the news. These people are dropping trash on the street, papers flying in neighbors' yards, our yards. Whatever they drop, they leave. They don't pick it up. Is there any way we can break the contract with Ivy Waste and go back to Romali? They were wonderful. We never had this kind of problem, ever, with Romali.
Okay, so Ms. Bagby, listen, I'm going to ask you before we go into breaking contracts, when it happens again, please call me, and I will come out there myself, and we'll get somebody on the phone immediately,
Okay,
and we will handle it that way. And if it happens again, then we'll look into what we can do further.
okay.
Yeah, I will say the good thing about Ivy Waste is I've actually seen them drop trash on my street before, and I've called and reported it, and they have cameras on their trucks.
They do.
And they go back and watch the cameras and see, and they'll come back and pick it up and clean it up.
So we will get
So
on
when you
somebody.
have it, if you call City Hall and let them know, they'll to get your address down and where it is.
You
and
keep
they'll-
a rough time,
And
too.
that, yeah, and they'll call Ivy Waste to let them know, and they'll check the cameras for that, for missed pickups, for all that stuff.
I will have it addressed immediately.
I've only had 2 complaints about Ivy Waste, and I don't have a complaint about the company we had before. I don't have complaints about them. I mean, I think they both did a fine job. I had 2 complaints, they were both addressed immediately. And like he said, they had cameras where they backed up, cracked the driveway. It was on camera. They paid, fixed the driveway, the curb, taken care of right
Take
away.
care of it. I'll take it.
Okay, I appreciate this.
Thank you.
And I'd like to reiterate that the citizens can call Ivy Waste directly. They will respond, and they will come out and correct the problem. You don't, I mean, you feel free to call City Hall, and the mayors and the staff will address it. But if anybody's got a problem with Ivy Waste, call them up. They're extremely responsive, and I think generally they're doing a very good job overall. And they were significantly less expensive than Mr. Romelli's quote, by a large amount of money, which the citizens pay. We passed that along. It's a pay-to-use program. So what I'm going to suggest we all do is work with Ivy Waste, give them an opportunity to remedy it, because they've got rogue employees, but they will address your issues. I'm quite sure of that.
Okay. And the next thing is, I'm going to address to the chief, if you don't mind. Saturday we had the election. And for the most part, it went fine. I have family and friends that work the pools at Harahan School, and they told me within the last half hour of being open, they had some voters that came in and were cutting up and trying to start fights with the pool workers. I know one before, several years back, they had a problem, and I called them off of themselves. They had somebody go, and they were actually able to arrest that person. They knew who he was, arrested him. My question to you is, should we call 911, or should we just call Rhonda and ask her to have somebody stationed at that particular site, just to make sure nothing like that happens again?
To have somebody stationed there, you have to pay a detail officer to stand by there. Anything like that happens, you call 911, the officer's going to respond. Did they call 911 or call headquarters?
No.
If I don't get the call, I don't know about it.
Right.
But we'll address it if somebody's causing a problem.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. I thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, no one else coming forward to address the council. We'll close address to council. Madam Clerk, Secretary's report.
Secretary's report for April 2026, total revenues, $785,066. Reports.
Chief Laprie.
I'll be pretty quick since got a little bit of head cold here. So last month we had 774 calls for service in the city. We had 8 traffic accidents. We issued 95 citations, 5 patrol requests. On residential checks, we did 161. Business checks was 1360. Traffic enforcements were 405. Medical calls throughout the city was 88. We had 18 residential burglar alarms go off. We had 2 stolen license plates hit on our flock camera system, and 2 stolen vehicles hit on our flock camera system. We had 61 arrests involving 126 charges. 11 were felonies, 87 misdemeanor, 28 city arrests. Out of those charges, 39 were fugitive attachment issued arrests. We had 1 DWI in the city. We had 5 traffic arrests, 8 narcotics, and we had 73 other municipality issues on those. Had 11 assaults, 4 burglaries, 2 auto thefts, 3 thefts of shoplifting, 2 identity theft, 2 access devices fraud that were detected, 1 bank fraud, and 1 extortion case. So I want to commend the officers from the Harahan Police Department. We've been pretty busy. We've had several incidents, sad incidents that have happened in the city. I want to commend the officers for their response, working due diligently. It's been a tough week and a half for the guys. We've had some sad issues that have had to be addressed, but I want to commend the guys and the gals on the Harahan Police Department. They're doing a great job. We do have, excuse me, we do have a couple officers that have applied to come on with the department. One's probably going to start mid-July. We have another one that called me today asking if he could come back to the department. Sometime the grass looks greener on the other side, and then till you get there, and then you want to come back. So we're going to welcome him back, but I'm really proud of the guys from the department. I also want to make sure everybody knows school's getting out now. We're going to have more kids on the street playing, and also please be aware of the kids in the street on their bicycles and playing. One thing I will mention, talking about these bikes, we have these motorized bicycles now, and we have these little mini bikes that the kids are on in the streets. These mini bikes are illegal. They're not allowed on the street. They're little dirt bikes. We're getting calls that they're on these bikes in the neighborhoods. When we get to the neighborhood, they're gone. Well, the people don't want to tell us who it was or where the kids live because it's their neighbors, and they don't want to they want to be anonymous, but they want us to do something about it. But if we're not actually physically seeing it, there's not a whole lot I can do without that complainant signing an affidavit stating that they have witnessed that. So I want to let the parents know these mini bikes, if your child wrecks, hits somebody's car, damages somebody's property, you're going to be responsible for that. So we need to be aware. I understand they're fun, and some of these bicycles, they go up to 30, 40 miles an hour, these little motorized bikes. So we need to be aware of that. We need to make sure our kids are being good stewards and following the law. But they don't have license plates on them. They don't have turn signals. They're running stop signs from what we're being told, and it's going to be a problem. So we need to be aware of that. If you see something happening, you call the police. I need you to be involved to give us that information, not just be anonymous. Well, I'll get to this last. I participated last week in the hurricane preparedness meeting with the city of Kenner, with Entergy, LCMC, East Jeff, Oshner, and we're prepared. The Harahan Police Department is prepared. All of our equipment is up and running. I'm actually holding a meeting. I've invited all the council to do an update next Wednesday. We're going to do a quick update, make sure our food services are still in line, our high water vehicles are ready. Let's hope we don't have any storms, but the police department, Harahan Police Department, I'm sure the city will be prepared and ready to respond to any kind of issues. With that, please register on the Harahan Police app. There's a section on there. If you're going to be evacuating for a storm, if you'll register on there, let us know your address and a phone number to reach you. We will go out and check your property as soon as the weather allows us to get out and go check, and we'll call you and let you know your property's okay, so you don't have to worry about it. And then that way you don't have to rush back until it's safe to do so. If you are staying, there's another section on there that you can register and let us know who's staying, the location you're staying at, who is staying with you, the names of the people, and if there's any special needs person there. I believe the fire department also has a list of special needs folks throughout the city. That way we can come assist the best we can should something happen. We've recently purchased a couple little small portable generators that we can go to somebody's house and maybe charge a phone or a breathing apparatus or something that may need some power. So we have that, but we'd encourage you to register on the app to let us know, and that way we can send out information when it's as it's happening, so you can feel comfortable that we're here. Patrol requests, people are going to be going on vacation. Again, there's a little section on the app to notify us that you're going to be on vacation. We'll keep an eye on your property so you can go enjoy your time away with your family and friends, and we'll keep an eye on your property. The Harahan Police Department is hiring. If you know anybody would like to join the Harahan Police Department, we'd encourage them to come apply with us, and we'd love to talk to them about becoming part of our team. I want to wish everybody a happy Memorial Day. Like was said earlier, let's not forget the reason why we are celebrating that, for the men and women that gave everything. And then last but not least, coming up on the ballot in June, there is a Harahan Police,
June 27th.
June 27th, there is a millage renewal. It's not a new tax. It's a renewal for the Harahan Police Department. It's a 5 mil renewal tax. This is a very important tax that the police department needs to be able to continue providing the services that the citizens deserve throughout the city. So I would encourage all the citizens of Harahan, neighbors, friends, go out and vote for that to renew this tax. It'll be a 10-year tax. It's a very important tax to keep our men and women of the police department being funded. So with that, anybody have any questions? All right.
Can we discuss the millage
Sure.
while you're up? So we need the citizens to understand, the millage, it's 5 mills that we pay already. It told us to be a little over $500,000 dedicated straight for the Harahan Police Department. If that millage is compromised and it's not renewed, it will affect the city drastically. I believe most people live in the city of Harahan for safety. I've never lived anywhere else, but I watch crime statistics, everything else throughout the city of New Orleans, Jefferson Parish, Kenner, and Harahan has always been a safe city to live in, and that's why I raised my family here. Hopefully my family stays here and raises their family here. But it will affect the city by over $500,000. It's a millage that we need to pass. If it does it, it will affect us in every category throughout the city, from maintenance to playground to recreation, city hall. Basically, you'll be losing offices. No questions asked. We lose this millage, we lose offices. So I'm available. I know I'm trying to get with the city. We're going to get a flyer put out to the citizens to explain what the funds go to. Without that, the city's going to be compromised $500,000 financially, which is a major part of the city, and that money is dedicated 100% to the Harahan Police Department. That's my drifts on it. I'd love for some other council members to share their thoughts, but without that millage, it affects the whole city. It's not just the police department.
Well, I'd like to just repeat what Councilman Chatelain said. This is a renewal. It's not an increase. It 100% dedicated to the police department, and the funds are sorely needed. There is no fat in the police department budget. So there would be a negative effect, absolutely, a big negative effect, if the millage doesn't pass. So keep that in mind as we vote on this matter.
I appreciate it. And Ms. Bagby, if anybody needs the police, call 911. By calling 911, there may be an officer that's off duty, maybe in that area, that can respond and call. If you call headquarters, it takes a few minutes to get that call routed to the 911 center and out. So if you have any issues, you call 911, and I guarantee the police will be out there. I've actually been on 5 calls this week alone myself. So don't be surprised if you call 911 and I show up at your door. But like I say, that's my job. So, but if anybody has any problem, you call 911 and we'll be there within 2 minutes.
I'd like to add something to that, Chief. If any citizen calls 911, ask them to also dispatch the fire department. Because if you don't ask, they're not coming. And if it's a life or death response, the fire department is the one we need on site. So it's not done just with a 911 call any longer, apparently. I've had this discussion with the Jefferson Parish 911 command. So you need to request the fire department as well as the police department.
For medical.
For medical.
Sure, yeah.
For medical.
So,
If there's a shootout.
Right. But
So-
I'm saying,
but it's not the Harahan Fire Department that's neglecting. It's a communication between the 911 operator to dispatch the fire department on certain medical calls. We're in the process of working with 911 operators on that now to make sure. I'll tell you, we had an issue at Faith Lutheran School, a young child having a seizure. The police dispatch, fire's not. Fire has a lot of medical. Police has medical too, and actually that day, one of our top medical profession police officers was on duty that day, which thankfully he was, because he was the one that responded to the call. But if we wouldn't have had him there, we have other police officers who doesn't have as much paramedic training as most of our firemen. So we're working with them, and we were very upset they weren't dispatched to that call, but we're in the process of handling it.
We appreciate it, but please consider supporting this renewal. Thank you.
All right, Councilman Asbill?
thank you.
Just want to ask everyone to have a safe Memorial Day. Remember that Memorial Day is something to recognize those who sacrificed their life in service of country and you. to secure our freedoms or to provide safety to our city. Had the opportunity to go today and do some more this weekend to several of the grave sites of those who are commemorated over at the Park of Heroes, to put a flag down and put a little commemorative marker at their grave sites. And they're all over Louisiana, and it was a great opportunity to do that and get out and see those guys. And some of these guys don't have anybody visiting because, you know, they've been there so long, their families are gone. So it's a good, if you want to start commemorating something for Memorial Day, the Park of Heroes is a great place to start, to go walk around and check out the signs and read about each of those persons' lives and service to our country. Other than that, thank y'all. See you in a month.
Councilman Bodie?
Well, I'd also like to comment, you know, enjoy Memorial Day, be safe, have a great time, but as was said before me, it's a very solemn holiday. Keep it in mind. Thank you.
Councilman Chatelain?
I really don't have any comments today. I had my discussion about the millage. I mean, it's going to affect the city drastically. I hope anybody can get out and vote June 27th in favor of this millage. If you have any questions, any concerns, I'm willing to sit down and have that discussion with you about the millage. Like I said, we're working with the city. I'm going to try to get a mailer put out prior to this election to let people understand what it's all about.
Thank you. Councilman Johnston?
Everybody have a safe Memorial Monday and be safe. Thank you.
Councilman Ricks?
I would like to reiterate the same thing. Please visit the Park of Heroes. It's there for you all to pay respect to the people who gave their lives for the country's freedom. But I would reiterate one more thing again. Be nice to your neighbors. You know, I keep getting these calls about these disputes amongst each other, and, you know, again, it is a very small town. Please respect your neighbors. Please be nice, even though some people can be a little irritable. I would just say to extend, you know, your best hand forward and try and get along. And everybody have a great Memorial Day. Thank you.
Good.
Guys, also, we got all these new play sets. Royland Playground, Sony Playground. And we have problems with the kids vandalizing and destroying stuff. I mean, as crazy as it is, I mean, I could drive by and see kids just basically trying to break the toys. You go out there, you correct them, and their parents are going to tell you, don't correct my kid. I don't want to correct your kid. Correct your own kid. I mean, it's ridiculous. If you see someone damaging city property, 911 is the number to call. If you see someone spray painting, trying to break the toys, riding bikes down the slide, that's a 911 call. The police are going to handle it. It's ridiculous, and honestly, it's not the kid's fault 100%. When your parents are sitting there and they're not correcting you, it's the parent's fault. If the parent needs me to explain to them what they should do, I'm willing to do it. I might not be the best parent, but I know you're not raised to damage people's property. And anytime the playground, that's our property. So when a lady says, this isn't your property, you don't need to correct my kid. This is our property. It's all of our properties. It belongs to the residents of Harahan. So if you see somebody damaging property, you don't want to correct them, call 911. The police will do it. Thank you.
So, I was asked to speak tonight about the Halsey drainage project that we got going on right now. We're in the second phase of Halsey. We're right now, I think we're at engineering at this moment, and yep, we're doing the design and engineering, and once we get the design and engineering, we can start to apply for the construction money that's actually been approved a couple of years ago. It's a little over $1 million project. It's working really hard at it. It's just a lot of bureaucracy and onion with a lot of layers that we have to peel back as we move forward. And but I'm still up to the challenge, and we're still working really hard. And I don't want you guys to give up on me yet, because we got a lot left to go. We've also actually, the Halsey Street study drainage has also inspired an East Shannon, West Shannon drainage study, and we have that project actually in the legislature right now. We believe it has been funded. We haven't seen all of House Bill 2 yet. We know it'll be P5, so we'll have to work to get it back up to P1, and then ultimately with FP&C to get the money to the city of Harahan. We're working on it, but sometimes it just takes a little time, so we're are very thankful for your patience. I'd like to say, please don't forget our fallen. Memorial Day is right around the corner. Memorial Park was actually a thought of me wanting to leave a personal legacy behind in this city. And I don't know if you know the history of me, but a gentleman named Charlie Zarang actually helped me get elected the first time. And the dream was to just fix Zarang Park in honor of him and his family. And it wasn't enough. We didn't feel like it was enough to honor the family. And as we went down the rabbit hole of figuring out all our veterans from Harahan, it wasn't big enough, so we memorialized them at Harahan Playground. It is something I am very proud of, even though some people have tried to tarnish it. I will not let them get away with that, but I'm very proud of it. It is our first park that is completely ADA once we get this system in. I've worked with a group named Mark Raymond. So not only is it an economic driver, it is a beautiful park. It has an athletic component because the walking trail is exactly 1/4 mile around. We've also renting out the pavilions and the gym, which creates an economic driver. It's beautiful to see, and it honors our veterans as well as a Japanese gentleman, William Sudo, who was actually taken out of Harahan to a prison concentration camp and never saw his family again while his son served in the National Guard, which is an incredible story. It was inspired by us and helped by World War II Museum, and it is a great asset to the city, and it's a great personal legacy that I am proud to leave behind, and hopefully people will remember me for it for the good things. Again, thank you guys very much. I love being the mayor. I am always here for you guys anytime, day or night. I will answer my phone when you call.
Can you give a small update on sewer plant?
Okay, the sewer plant, we know we've had some issues with the sewer plant. Right now, we have done redesigned the entire sewer plant. We get ready to start pulling down the aeration basins to try to get the contaminated sludge out of the bottom of the aeration basins because it has become anaerobic. We're just not having enough infiltration of air into the bottom of the plant. We have a system now that actually has 100 or so diffuser heads. We're trying to upgrade those 100 diffuser heads to 400 diffuser heads, which actually can push more air throughout the plant, which gives us a benefit twofold. One, that it actually creates air in the plant because without air, the plant cannot live, and also it moves the sludge more actively around so it can be reprocessed. 2 new blowers are getting ready to hit the deck. I think end of July is our date. That's the pumps the air into the plant. That was $1 million that we got completely, I'll say a grant with a 20% match, but it's still phenomenal. We needed them. Our plant at some point, and I'm hoping before I leave here, will be the beacon of what sewer plant should be for all municipalities. I will have 2 processing systems, a state-of-the-art air infiltration system. The product that we put into the river through our outfalls will be the cleanest around, and then the next mayor behind me will start to pick up where I left off working on infrastructure. I've also upgraded every single lift station we have. They are pristine and perfect. We're still having issues with flushable wipes, which is the phenomenon that was created during COVID, and we're still trying to figure that one out every day, but we work on it, and we're in the process of, you'll see my maintenance crews, my city sewer crews, pulling pumps about once a month at each lift station, which we have 15, not counting the 2 that just came online at Colonial, which the city will ultimately bring on as its own property. The next mayor will make that decision. And I think that's pretty much it, but we're working. We're trying to get ahead of the summer. The truth is that we had some, even though we have some crazy rains, the drought's been kind of a nemesis to us, and but we're pushing forward. Again, anybody who has any concerns or thinks they know better than me, because I am not the smartest guy in the room, please come with me. We'll go tour the plant, and I'll get every idea that you possibly could have.
Mayor, another update. Could you comment on the status of resurfacing Oak Street? I understand that's in the works.
It is in the works, yes, sir. So we do have the funding, OK. That's right?
Okay, yes.
Yeah. So
Yes,
we do
thank
have
you.
the funding, it is there for OK. We actually ended up, at the request of Councilman Johnson, which he was spot on the money, we went on to blacktop some streets, so we were kind of refunding and allocating that money, but OK is there. We are moving forward with it now. It's just government bureaucracy with the FPNC, but it is on the agenda, and we are moving forward with it.
You have a potential timeline?
I'm hoping before the end of the year.
That's pretty
By the way,
quick.
I mentioned FEMA is the worst federal agency, FPNC is the worst state agency. I just want to make sure that was out there as well.
So Councilman Asbill and Councilman Chatelain, really work hand in hand with me. because I got to be honest with you, there's sometimes that I'll walk away from these meetings and I'm so mind-boggled that I can't understand it, and I'm in, sometimes just utter frustration. So it's also great, it's great to have, just not me in these meetings, and, 3 heads are better than my 1 head, and, but so they work very hard and diligently. I'm constantly calling them into these meetings. I'm like, y'all got to hear this.
Not a lot of common sense in the meeting.
But anyway, I want to thank everybody, wish everybody a good night. Madam Clerk, pay the bills.
Bills paid in April 2026, total expenditures $554,735.95. No executive session adjourned.
We have a motion to adjourn by Councilman Chatelain, second by Councilman Johnson. All in favor?
Yay.
We are adjourned.